football fans, there's something we all need to understand. We need to understand that footballers, the owners of a team or the management of a club, agents, and we the fans, we have different roles and our level of emotions are different. Now, let me break it down. For the footballers, see them as a staff of an organization. They are not a fan. They are not supposed to be moving like a fan or be behaving like a fan. They don't have emotions. They are working for their money. Do you understand? Their career is more important to them than anything else. For the club owners, they are businessmen. It is about business. And we, the football fans, we are the customer and we are allowed to be emotional. But while being emotional, let's be logical. Do you understand? Because we all have brothers, we have siblings aspiring to be a footballer, to be a professional footballer. So we need to understand some certain things before we start calling footballer names, before we start calling them names, before we start insulting them. And now let me use this Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea saga as an example. Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea, they are having issues over the pay and all of those things. He wants an improved deal in Chelsea. Currently, he's on 180k pounds per week. And the highest paid in Chelsea right now, I think, is just Reece James and Fofana. Do you understand? And Enzo wants probably 250, I don't know, but he wants an improved salary. But I'm very sure it's not 200 because Chelsea is offering him 200 presently. Now, Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea is a team of management versus staff. Do you understand? And his agent, the primary assignment of any footballer agent is to find the best deal, the best, conducive environment and everything that suits his clients. And that is exactly what Javier Pastore is doing, talking to Manchester City. But while doing that, Enzo Fernandez has not for once disrespect Chelsea in all of this thing. He's still coming to training because he's still under contract, of course. So he's supposed, he must come to training and do everything he needs to do, which he's doing. In fact, John Terry said something like that. Do you understand? So the fact that he has not disrespected the team, you don't need to start calling him names, calling him snake, calling him a traitor and all of those things. The thing is, it's about money. If your brother said they play football, and he see better deal wey go give am money, you advise him to go. You advise him to leave. He's not a loyalist. As Enzo Fernandez told you before that he's a Chelsea fan. Even Reece James, the Chelsea captain, that we all believe that is a loyalist. If Chelsea decide to slash his current salary into two, that due to the fact that he's been injured for the past 3-4 seasons, he has not been playing well. That okay, we go give you half of your salary. His agent said go talk. They will find another deal. And let me tell you, if Real Madrid bring a good money or Barcelona or one big team bring money for Reece James, Chelsea might consider selling him. It's about business. It's about business. So let's drop all of these emotions. Let's understand the real facts. And if you are, and to some of you that you are liking this Enzo Fernandez saga to that of Alvarez, it's two different things. It's two different things entirely. Do you understand? Because Alvarez, he has come out to say he wants to leave Atletico Madrid. He has said a lot of things, something that has, that appears to be disrespecting to the team. But Enzo Fernandez is still doing his thing. So if he leaves for Manchester City, no problem. The only place I'm going to, fault Enzo Fernandez is the fact that he has, bullied or misbehaved to some ex-Chelsea players, the likes of Mizimount and Madueke, when they left, which I believe and I expect him to have done better, because you are also in the same situation as Mizimount right now, because Mizimount also, it was an agreement of disagreement of payment of salary. That was what made Mizimount. That was what made him left Chelsea. Do you understand? And after that, Chelsea played against Manchester United, and you, Enzo Fernandez, you are misbehaving, doing some kind of, doing some kind of shenanigans to Mizimount, which doesn't make sense to me. Now you are in that same situation. So these fans need to understand that the agent is doing his job And let me tell you, there's a certain percentage that agents used to get after every transfer of a player. Go and read about it. There used to be a certain percentage that agents used to get. So Pastore, as Enzo's agent, is doing his job. And in another, if we look at it, this situation in another way, we can also say it's another form of, Enzo and his management and his representative trying to trick Chelsea into paying him what he wants, because it's about, okay, Manchester City want to bring a deal, something they've been saying since how many days, how many weeks ago. Chelsea dropped the deadline last week. After the deadline, Chelsea also said, okay, they are still open to bid, because it's a game, it's a business. Enzo Fernandez and his agent, they are trying to use Manchester City as a game to play Chelsea into giving him the contract he deserves. And Chelsea, on the other hand, they understand this game. And that's why they said, okay, no problem. If you want to leave, you can go. But the team coming for you must give us the money that we want, that we demand. Because Enzo Fernandez is still on contract with Chelsea, still have about 5 years on his contract. So it's a game. You, the fans, just enjoy it. But the only time you can come for a player or you can start booing or doing anything is when that player disrespects your team. And let's also look at something. When Victor Osimhen, that we all know that is a Chelsea fan, said he wants to play for Chelsea, Chelsea offered him a little salary, like something that doesn't want, that it doesn't befit him. And he declined. It doesn't because of the fact that he was a Chelsea fan while growing up, that he will take it, that he will take the contract and start, because I'm a fan. No, it's not like that. It's a business. You only have about 20 to 25 years to play your career, to do whatever you want to do in this business. So as an upcoming footballer, the grassroots footballer, if you are going into this business, you want to become a professional footballer, go into the market with this mindset of you being a staff, not because you are a fan. You have to leave emotions aside. Do you understand? So just go there, get your money, get the necessary trophy, and give your best. But while doing all of these things, make sure you are being professional. Don't disrespect anything. So that is just the thing. So fans, you should understand this. You should understand this. Even Chelsea, they will collect money for selling Enzo Fernandez. So now business at the end of the day. So understand, don't start misbehaving. Now management and staff situation. Know it.